Hello there, viewers. Today we're going to be taking a look at Kingdom Come Deliverance. This is a game that's been out for a few years. I think it was released in 2018. It's a RPG with a setting back in medieval days in what I believe is now the Czech Republic, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, when I first started this game, I found the beginning of it to be fairly slow and kind of boring, and I almost didn't stick with it. However, it's got a couple of fairly cool aspects to it, so I stuck with it. I'm a little ways into the game now. Not that far though. For instance, my main level is only at 8, and yeah, so I'm not too far into the game here. I've got some decent armor, a couple of weapons that are okay, um, and I'll first of all I'll show you through the interface here. We've got our inventory, which is all the stuff that you're carrying. Down at the bottom here, we've got the weight that I'm currently carrying, my maximum weight, how much cash I've got. Your inventory is sorted by these various tabs here for weapons, armor, food, quest, so on like that. Now, over here you've got the various conditions that affect your character, your health, the amount of energy you got, which affects stamina, your nourishment. You do have to eat and, well, basically just eat. I guess you don't have to drink in the game. And then, of course, your various attributes like strength, agility, vitality, charisma, stuff like that, and how fast you move. These are how noticeable you'll be in the game world. I'm going to turn down that music a little bit because that's maybe just a little on the loud side for me to be trying to talk over. So,
Pater noster, qui es in celis, sanctificetur nomen tuum, veniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas.
okay, that'll hopefully be a little bit less intrusive. Then you've got your different armors. It calculates separately your head, your body, your legs, your well, arms, legs, body, and head. And then your damage for melee and ranged weapons. Here you've got your character. You can check out how cool you look, if indeed you do. And then you've got your various spots for on your head, on your torso, on your legs, and on your hands. And this has stuff like your basic clothing, and then you've got your leather armors, eventually getting up into plate, which is probably what these additional spots are all about. Or maybe this is a necklace or some such thing like that. I haven't actually come across one. It doesn't seem to have any magical items or any of that kind of stuff. And I believe this is your... I'm not sure if this is your good versus evil thing, or if this is... I don't think it would be time of day, because it doesn't seem to be marked off in enough increments. But I'm thinking with the skull and the... whatever the hell she's supposed to be. That's kind of your balance of good to evil. So I'm somewhat towards the positive side. Like I say, you've got your stats in here, strength, agility, all the rest of that kind of stuff. As you use things, it will level those up. And then, of course, you got your combat skills, your miscellaneous other skills, any buffs that you might have active. Oh, the resistance, I guess, is because I was out picking stinging nettles, which eventually build you up a little bit more resistance to, and give you a bonus on your vitality. And then your reputation at the various towns that you've been to. Some that you're not held in particularly high esteem. Maybe you got into some trouble with them. I think that's what happened with this place. Some where you're considered kind of the hero of the town. And then your statistics, how many kills you got, how many quests you've done, stuff like that. Your sidekick, there's a horse and a dog. I haven't figured out what the deal is with the dog yet. You don't start the game with a horse. You actually get awarded one on one of the missions a ways into the game. And he can also carry a fair amount of your inventory. He can carry, in this case, 157 pounds. So that's helpful, but the last mission I went out on, I had him so loaded up that he actually couldn't even haul all my stuff. And I was over encumbered and ended up having to walk all the way back to where I'm currently located. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to move some of this stuff out of here. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to put those into a chest. And that will make them accessible to me. So now he's down to about 70 pounds. Geez, I think that I could maybe drop it down a little bit more. I got a lot of those. That a count? That must be damage. How much damage they do? 110. Yeah, I'll throw most of those things into my chest. Okay, now all these nettles and poppies and stuff like that, I'm going to hang on for the time being. Oh, I see. His saddle's taken up a fair portion of that. Okay, well that makes a certain amount of sense, I suppose. The saddle with the saddlebag, you can get better saddlebags, but they're crazy expensive, and I am by no means rich. And then this is basically horse armor. And then you've got your quest log here. These are the various ones that I've got sort of active now. And there's quite a few, main quests, side quests, all the rest of that. You got your map of the game, you can go into full screen on that. And I haven't explored the entire map yet. For instance, this area up here, along the sides here, it's a decent sized map considering you're getting around by horse. And then we got the codex, which is basically just information about everything. So, probably time to do something here, because this recording's been going on for a while. As you can see, I'm heavily over encumbered again. And I've rented a room here, so hopefully I can go up and I can still dump this stuff into a chest. And it will be available at all of my chests in the game world. It also uses a rather different save system on here where you need to have a specific thing in order to save. You have what's called savior schnapps, and they're extremely expensive to buy. And you need to use one of those every time you save, unless you go to a bed. And in that particular instance, you can save for free, but of course they're not necessarily in the most convenient places. And the stuff with this little green cross beside it is stuff that's currently equipped. So obviously I'm not going to move any of those things. And at some point I'm going to have to haul a bunch of this stuff to a store and sell them. But right now I'm just trying to clear some weight out. And then we're going to go maybe try some combat training. The hunting sword, I definitely don't need that. So those are the savior schnapps that I was talking about, which I've got 6 of currently, which means I can only do 6 game saves. So the problem is you may not necessarily be somewhere that's convenient to save. And let's say you're just about to go into combat. Maybe you only got 1 of those left or 2 of those left. You burn them on that and you don't get the opportunity to save later. So that can be a little problematic. And we're only going to move 2 of these because I still want to keep a torch. Most cities, if you're walking around, or towns, villages, if you're walking around after dark without a torch, you're considered a criminal. Okay, well I've got 12 of these bandages, which is probably more than I'm going to need. But at least I can move again. So what we're going to do first is we're going to head for home, and I'm going to try to do some combat training. And currently I'm based in Rattay, actually at the mill there. So I'm going to put a marker there. I'm playing this with a controller, so I'm also switching over the map periodically, or the mouse periodically. So sometimes my controls aren't exactly the most accurate thing. Now, because I've got these savior schnapps, actually maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to find out what this is here, this unexplored place. So that marker is off in this direction.
Yeah.
There is a fast travel system, but a lot of times you'll be attacked by bandits, and then it throws you out of fast travel, and at that point maybe you're trying to fight 4 or 5 guys, and this is not Skyrim. The combat in this is relatively difficult. We'll get to that once I show the training session. Now your character starts off as a blacksmith's son, and then there's a whole thing that goes down. Your village gets destroyed. You're one of the few survivors. A word, eh? What's this guy want?
Good man, may I disturb you for a moment?
Now I don't exactly know how to choke people out, but I've heard of them going after this dude.
Good sir, have you a moment?
Okay, let's
What
see
is
what
it
his mission is.
It's about this. I challenge you to a duel, sir.
What?
You heard? Don't try to wriggle out of it. Let's get to it.
I'm not in the habit of fighting to the death with fellows I meet by chance on the road. Tell me first what this is all about.
What's happening is I'm challenging you to a duel. You disgusting man. I spit in your face.
Eager, aren't you? Who are you, anyway?
I am Sir Oldbram of Lossin.
Pleased to meet you, Sir Oldbram. So, what are you after?
My mother sent me out to get some experience. She's obsessed with tales of chivalrous knights. In short, she sent me off looking for some virgin to save, and to win glory in combat. But I have to admit, I'm not very good at it.
Well, I'm not very good at it either. So he's not going to be dissuaded with threats.
Look, dueling's all fine and dandy, but shouldn't you start with looking for that virgin? There's lots of pretty maids around these parts. 1 or 2 might still be virgins.
That never occurred to me.
Once you've done that, you might see this dueling differently.
True. If I'm fighting for the love of my life, my courage will know no bounds.
That's not quite what I had in mind, but so be it.
Thank you for your encouraging words.
Glad to be of service, sir.
Okay, now I might have just
Never
passed up
mind.
the chance to get some
I'll wait here for someone else. I don't
free
suppose
armor.
it matters who chops my head off.
But like I say, combat is difficult and kind of dangerous, and I wasn't necessarily going to do that without a save. And I did just get some new armor. And I'm not sure my guy's necessarily strong enough to be wearing plate armor. Okay, let's check the map. Is there, okay, down this thing here, there's something unexplored. Some kind of a ravine or something. On this unexplored stuff, yeah, this can go terribly wrong quite quickly. Now, I do have enough stuff to make another save. And it might actually be smart to do that. And use up one of the ones I got. Almost looks like a beaver den or something. But I don't see any trees cut down. You seem to be able to call your horse from any distance, and he's basically standing behind you instantly. It's not quite like Red Dead where you gotta wait for him to run there and you get out of range and stuff like that. Oh, what is this? I think I will do a save here. Now, I've also hit the maximum number, so I'm at the point where I have to overwrite stuff. So this is the first mission of the game, this run. No, actually it's the second mission. Oh, another herbalist.
Good health to you.
Yes,
God be
indeed.
with you.
Good health. Ooh, she has got a motherload of belladonna. I am definitely buying that. This stuff is hard to come by. Theoretically, you can find it in the world, but I've only found it once. So let's haggle over this.
Let's talk about the price.
Naturally.
She wants 25.5 for it. And that's 25.5 groschen. Not exactly sure what a groschen is. And we'll make an offer 22.
Are we agreed?
That's not enough.
Not enough. How about 23?
Aye. For that amount, I can be persuaded.
Now 23 for 8 belladonna is pretty good, actually. And she's got an alchemy bench here. So let's go make us a save game potion. And I can show you how the alchemy system works. Now, first thing is I'm going to want to check and see if I have any nettles. Yep, got 21 of those. Okay, so we can start by reading the book. And it'll default out to page 1, which is Save Your Schnapps, and it's the first one you get when you learn how to do alchemy. And then I've got other recipes here. I've got, this is essentially a health potion rather. It heals, I think it's 30 health over 60 seconds or something like that. And then the final one, which cost me a lot to buy, is this Aqua Vitalis. And this bumps your strength and agility up for, I think it's 5 minutes or something like that. Marigolds and dandelions are easy to find. Nettles and marigolds are super easy to find. And belladonna, nettles and belladonna. Well, nettles are easy. They're everywhere. It's a weed. But the belladonna is hard to find. So I need wine, and I need to boil nettles for 2 turns, then grind up 2 handfuls of belladonna, and then drop the belladonna into the cauldron and boil for 1 more turn. So let's go ahead and do that. We start with some wine. We got water, wine, oil, and spirits. So we need wine. And we dump that into the cauldron. And we'll put some ingredients out. Okay, so we need one nettle. And we got to boil that for 2 turns. And while I'm waiting, I'll get the belladonna prepped. And there's 2 of those, and they got to be ground. And we'll do another turn on the boiling the nettles. And we'll grind up the belladonna. Put it into the cauldron. And we have to boil it 1 more time. And then it'll be done. And then once it's cooled off, the fire's gone out, the glow down at the bottom's gone. You can then use this, and it completes your potion. And I brewed a Save Your Schnapps. So that was a save game that I did just before I came here. Now, we'll try and do a little more difficult one. Let's see, 2 dandelions and 1 marigold. Let's make sure I have my stuff. Okay, and I haven't made a lot of these things yet, so I'm going to just check. So, this one's water. Boil 2 dandelions. For 1 turn, and then add the 1 marigold. So water. And I'm just going to put these things in here to get them prepped. I'm just going to double check that it's 1 turn boiled on that. Then the marigold gets boiled for 1 more turn. And then I distill it. Because if you make a mistake on this, you lose your ingredients. Which isn't all that bad for common materials, but it kind of sucks for the... oh, we got to boil that. Kind of sucks for the rare stuff. Now, in this case, it's not finished yet because it said distill. So for that, I use the still. He dumps a bit into that. Okay, and I've brewed that. Okay, so that's basically a quick rundown of what the alchemy is like, making your own potions. There's a couple of prerequisites. The first thing you have to do is you have to learn to read, because when it starts out he's an illiterate blacksmith's son. He doesn't actually know how to read. Not that I want to be stealing her plants, but does she have any good plants? Sage I can find all over the place. You very seldom find belladonna in a garden. And that's the only one that's not super common that I've come across here. Okay, well that was the mystery place. So that was well worth the stop. I recovered my save game. But wait, you're wondering, where's my horse gone to? Okay, so that was in there, and now she's on the map for all time. Or rather, the alchemy bench is. And there's a miller down there, there's a river crossing down there. Yes, I'll follow the river, sort of southwest. But for that, I'm going to need the horse. See, he's always right there, seconds away. The savage perk. What was that? This guy looking for trouble? This could go either way, so I'm going to do another save, as expensive as they are.
What's that? Hey, who's there? To arms! Get over here!
Yep.
You're in the wrong place at the wrong time. Is that all you got? Raise the alarm! Watch out! Is that the best you can do? Over here! Where is everyone? Quick!
Few too many of them to want to deal with. Maybe not.
I'll wring your neck, cur. Fuck it.
Okay, I am not doing well on this.
Oh dear, that hurts. No curva. I'll slaughter you. I'll slaughter. What's the matter? Come on.
Oh, that was a fucking hard one.
Fuck! Jesus Christ! Take that! You can still yield!
So can you, buddy.
God.
Now the one bright spot is it is frenzying around. Now his health bar is the little purple one. Mine is the yellow is stamina, red is the health. And it goes into that slow motion thing when I do a proper dodge.
I'm over here! Cunt.
Okay, now I'm bleeding and I'm basically screwed. Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna survive this. He's got too much health. And when you start bleeding, alright, well that did not go very well. Like I say, it's a good thing that I saved before I got into that. But you did get to see how the combat system works, although I was a little preoccupied. I didn't really explain it all that well. Now, if I can draw off just one of these guys again. Let's see, we must have been up on the hill there, or maybe up above their camp. Oh, that's them right there.
Who's there? Who's there? Hey, who's that? What are you eating? Tired of life, are you? Hey! All of you! Gather here! Raise the alarm! Alarm! Get over here! Raise the alarm! Watch out! What's the matter? Come on! Shit! Topsy Jerry. Gumwick. Here. Oh, dear God.
Okay, a little bit of loot. So we'll transfer the loot to the horse. I will see if I can draw off another one.
Yeah.
And I don't think I took the guy's sword. Pff, I get distracted sometimes. Ooh, another silver ring. These bandits are a little dumb for carrying those.
Come here, lily liver. I'm gonna enjoy this.
Not if I kill you first, you're not. Now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep his direction he came from in my line of sight so I can see if any of his friends show up.
I'll slaughter you.
And these battles can go on for a while. Trying to take on 2 or 3 guys is extremely difficult.
Now. God damn!
Oh, nicely done there, buddy. I don't think you've ever gutted a rabbit there, buddy. I will give you the mercy you wish. And I'll take that loot. Master Huntsman Sword. Sweet. But his shield is common. Ooh, he's got spurs. This guy's the leader, is he? Okay, so I don't have the agility to use this thing just yet, but it does look like a nice sword. So 883. I think I'm going to equip that. Move that one to the horse. Move your hunting boots. Can't carry anymore. Well, that is not good news because I'm still overloaded. Okay, so we can't carry even 3 pounds. Well, I guess that means it's time to go dump some stuff because I'm overloaded and it's probably not smart to try combat when you're over encumbered like that. So yeah, I died the first time, got a couple of victories the second time around.
Yeah.
And actually, I sort of know they were around about there, so I could go back maybe when I take some of this loot off and kill some more of them. If that was the leader that I took out, the second guy, hopefully his followers are going to be a little easier to deal with. Now, there ought to be a river crossing here somewheres. Maybe not. Okay, I'll stay on this side of the river and I'll follow it. Oh, this is suspicious as hell. I'm half tempted to use another save. Because I would hate to get set upon by bandits right after I was victorious a couple of times. Oh, that looks like a crossing. Do I want a crossing? No, actually, I guess I want to be on this side of the river anyways. And I'm pretty much where I was intending to go.
Yeah.
And I did notice that there was a couple of skills that went up, so I should see if I got any new perks.
Yeah.
This is the Rattay Mill. That's where I've been staying ever since my village got destroyed. And my health is a little bit low. That's with the red bar being down a little bit. As your health drops, your stamina can't go above that.
Hey, lad. Don't you want a little wager on the Rattay tourney?
I got no money to wager. So, yeah, I should heal myself up. Now, you'll heal if you go to sleep and you're not bleeding. However, you can also use one of them potions. Alright, so let's start dumping this. Nope, that's that. We'll start dumping this into my chest. And these ears that I'm collecting, there's actually a bounty on them. Drinking water. If drinking water goes bad, how about that? Up to 94 groschen now. Damn, where'd I get the goblet from? That would almost be worth selling. And I should look and see how all my equipment's doing too. Okay, so I'm still overloaded by a couple of pounds. Now the problem is, the more armor I get, and the more of these potions I get, I got like 10 of these things right now. We'll drop... no, actually I'm going to put 5 of those onto the horse, because they're super handy to use in combat. Seven save games. These are the health things. The marigold decoction. Oh, I see. I get cumin ears and bandit ears. Why do I need his spurs? Oh, proof that I conquered the encampment. Huh. But I didn't. There's still a bunch of guys there. Okay, well, let's unload the horse. Maybe I should have done that first. Okay, so for that I go to sidekick, inventory. And I think I'll move some of these to the horse. And I'm heavily overloaded again.
Hey, lad! Don't you want a little wager on the rat-aid tourney?
That guy really wants to bet me on the tourney. Okay, so some of my armor is getting pretty bad here. These are at 0 for durability, so I should get those repaired because if you check on them, you can see that their defenses go way down. But I don't have the kind of money it's going to take to get those things repaired. Saxon gauntlets, those are good for 11. They're actually in better shape than what I'm wearing. Oh no, I do not want to move those. Okay, so that puts me about a pound overweight. These are half a pound apiece, so I'm carrying 2.5 pounds of them. Carrying almost half a pound of bacon. Drinking water, 1 health, 0.5 nourishment. And it's a pound. Well, I could use the health and the nourishment. Alright, I'm no longer over encumbered. Honey gives energy. I'm not bad for energy. But I could use more nourishment. This will drop my energy by 0.5. But it'll give me 15 nourishment, so I'll take it. That gets back the energy that I lost. Alright, so I'm 2 pounds under. So we're going to save. And I'm only going to sleep for an hour because it's pretty early in the afternoon. And there's still a ton of stuff I can do. Now, how long you sleep, your energy goes up, but your nourishment goes down. And that depends on the comfort of the bed. And there's a lot of places where you can eat for free. And at that point, let's go into town and I'll show you that, and then that will probably be about it for the for this look at the game. Not that it's a particularly good look, seeing as how I'm not what you'd call a skilled player.
Yeah.
That's a bathhouse for about 20 groschen. You can go in, I'll give you a bath and wash your clothes. And they also have bathhouse wenches that will do other things for you. One of the perks is just after you get lucky, you're strutting around all confident and everything. So it gives you more charisma, which is used in buying and selling stuff, haggling with merchants, that kind of thing. So this is the town of Rattay. You got the various shops here, the grocer. That guy's just a general purpose trader. And why don't I actually go see if I can get some of my armor repaired. I'm not sure I can afford it. Well, let's see what he wants to charge me for it. And while I'm thinking about it, what kind of shape's my sword in? 80%? That's not bad. I don't think I've lost much damage off it yet.
Good day to you. May the Lord watch over you.
Holy crapola, he wants 85 just to fix this. These are the prices over on the right hand side, and I'm not sure I can afford any of them. I guess I could afford to get my sword fixed. My total cash is down here, 160 or 94.7. The most I've ever had in a game is 625. And if you want to buy a new potion from the apothecary, or a new recipe rather, the last one I bought was that Aqua Vitalis or whatever the hell it's called, that boosts my strength and vitality. That was like 400 for that thing. So it can be quite expensive to buy stuff. And horses are like well over 1,000. I was given one for free. The gauntlets I could maybe deal with. But they're £3, and these gloves are only half a pound. So I don't know, it's like an extra 6 armor on my hands. I'd really like to get this one done, but I just can't afford it. Screw it, just gonna be the sword. Let's haggle over the price.
Can we do something about the price?
Alright, so.
How about 7.2? 7.2 groschens, more than fair.
Is this enough?
Well now, a little more and we'll shake on it.
And over on the side here, the picture of the merchant's face, the little yellow bar is how annoyed he is with you when you try and haggle. If you go too far, or if you really lowball him, then he gets pissed off and he refuses to haggle anymore. So he wouldn't take 7.2. He went 7.6. I'm going to say, what about 7.4?
Aye, that would do it.
Like, why would you pay full price for any of this? And there's a swordsmith there as well.
Yeah.
I probably should have opened up the purchase menu to show you how expensive some of that stuff is. But take my word for it, it's pretty pricey. Now, even though there's walls around the city, there's also the, what do they call this? The keep. It's sort of the last line of defense if things go for a shit. And they can pull up the drawbridge here. And they can drop that gate down. And they can pull up the drawbridge there. And they've got all those little window things essentially for firing arrows out of. So that's your main line of defense. So the city itself is walled, but the actual lord of the castle makes his home here, or of the city rather. And this is going to be sort of the last part of it to fall. And presumably in times of emergency, if the main city is going to fall, he would bring people in to protect them at the keep. So that's the town of Rattay. And then this here guy will do training for you for free if you basically just want to practice your fighting. So let's try some unarmed combat, but I don't want him to bugger up my armor. So I'm going to disequip most everything I'm wearing. And you can train with actual weapons, but then they just get damaged. Okay, so that's pretty much got me down to almost nothing. And you might want to do practice weapons, because you can go for a lot longer and learn your moves and stuff like that.
Got a bastard sword, a short sword. We can fight with poles, whatever you fancy.
How about with no weapons?
You surprise me. But yes, why not? It's useful to know unarmed combat. Sword can get blunt, a pole arm, great. And then it's just your bare hands against the opponent. So let's get to it.
Now you do fist fighting in the early game.
Oh, yeah.
But you're not very good at it there, and you'll probably get your butt kicked.
Bugger!
Now what I've been using is jabs. You can also do hooks. And then you got your defense where you put your arms up to guard. And you can kick the guy. Now back at the mill where I'm staying, there's actually a girl there from your hometown. She was one of the other survivors that made it out. Oh. And you end up going out on a date with her, which she wanted to go to town. First it's a walk along the river, and then she wanted to do a trip into town. And of course, some drunk guy starts hassling her, so you end up doing this fist fight, whether you're actually ready for it or not.
Jesus Christ! You know how this one ends.
And a lot of times you're better off waiting for him to hit. And then to try to counter. And of course this guy's an expert in combat. So very seldom will you actually win against him.
Not a good move.
Getting too close to him, I guess, wasn't a good move. And this can go on for a while, or you can stop it anytime you want. He does combos pretty nice, and he can teach you all this stuff. Alright, I think that's enough of that.
Enough?
Now, of course, I've taken some damage here, and the only way to heal that up is to use one of them potions or to sleep for a bit. Oh, and that reminds me, I was going to look and see whether or not I got any extra perks. So, alchemy, I got a couple of perks, but I don't want to spend those until I get to level 10 because there's not really any useful stuff here. Poison applied to a weapon will remain on it longer, but I don't know how to make poison. It's handy to have, though. I used some of that for one battle that I did. That one's pretty self-explanatory. You can make it. It says one extra mistake. I didn't think you were allowed to make any mistakes. This whole intoxication thing is something that I haven't bothered with. The 50% more on healing potions sounds good, though. But what I'm trying to save up for would be the Bundle Alchemist. That's why I don't want to start spending my perks. But you don't get that until level 10. So you get an extra potion if you make it manually. And then there's a routine where you can auto-make them. And then eventually at level 13 you can do routine 2. And you get 3 potions, and it auto does them for you. So I guess I don't have any extra perk points to spend, other than at the main level here. I took Savage. Most of these other ones are not really that appealing to me. But it just comes down to a question of what your particular playstyle is, I guess. And some of these I'm waiting for them to open up a little bit more. I mean, some of the ones that you would think would be obvious, I haven't bothered to go for. Anyways, there's a lot to the game. It's a pretty cool game. I've been looking at it for quite a while. I ended up picking it up on sale on the Steam Winter Sale. I think it was like $7 or $8 Canadian or something like that. Regular price isn't too high. if you've got a console, it's also on the PlayStation Plus library. Like if you've got the extras, where you get access to all the free games, basically the PlayStation version of Game Pass. The only thing is it's a PS4 version, so I'm thinking that the frame rate is probably still capped at 30 FPS. I haven't heard anything about a 60 FPS patch for it, but to be honest, I haven't gone looking for it. Anyways, this was Kingdom Come Deliverance. Thanks for watching. Hope you got a bit of a look at the game. It's pretty interesting if that's the sort of thing you're into. And by now, we got to be getting sick of Skyrim, which has been around for what, like 11, 12 years now. So time for something a little bit new. Anyways, join me next time, and hopefully it'll be a more entertaining video than this was.